Hello guys, welcome to today's video tutorial. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to install this script from codecanyon.net. So the first thing you want to go to do is to go to your preferred browser and search on codecanyon.net, just the way it is. And you're going to be seeing this kind of interface where you see everything just here. One of the first things you can do is to search for your preferred script. That is, if you have any, you can just search it here and then the a bunch of list of scripts that are going to just pop up and you just want to go ahead to search it. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to install this bicycle rental application template. So it is in Flutter, CityRider, multi-language. So a couple of features that this has. So what you'll get is a CityRider application template, a full source code in Flutter, the documentation, the free version upgrade. All right, so let's get right into how to purchase the scripts. So what you want to go ahead to do is to click on this add to cart, this add to cart button right here. And then this is the $39 script. So you just want to go ahead and go to checkout. So having this in mind, you're going to be purchasing this script for $39. And what you want to go ahead to do is to add your credentials and make a purchase. I'm not going to be going through the process of going to checkout and making payments myself because this is already purchased and I don't want to do that a second time. So um, it's a straightforward process. You just have to follow the prompts that keep coming and input all the required details that are needed, and then you're good to go. And what I'm going to be showing you next is how to get your tools, such as Flutter SDK itself, because this is what's going to help you to run Flutter on your local machine. I'm going to also show you how to get Visual Studio Code as an IDE, your integrated development environment, which is where you're going to be writing and modifying your code from. And then I'm going to show you how the code looks like as well as run the application for you to see. So let's get right into it. All right, so for the first thing we want to do, we're getting Flutter SDK. So what you want to go ahead to do is to go to your browser again and search for docs.flutter.dev/get started/install. This is going to redirect you to Flutter's official documentation website where you have everything you need concerning Flutter, how to get started, what to do, stay up to date, and everything Flutter. All right, so we're going to follow these steps and I'm going to show you how you can download this Flutter application. The first thing we want to do is to choose our development platform. And that's how to get started. So currently I'm using Windows. You might be using Mac or Linux or Chrome OS, any one of them. You can just select it from here. My current device is Windows, so I'm going to go for Windows. So once you select that, you want to go ahead to choose your first type of application. So our bicycle rental application is an Android application, and we can just go ahead to choose Android because it's recommended as well. And this is Flutter. Flutter is cross-platform, but for this video, we're going to select Android, and we're going to be using that choice. So once that is done, the next thing to start building Flutter Android application on Windows is to confirm your software requirements and every kind of requirements that is needed. So what I want you to do next is take a step and read through the requirements, what is needed, and how to make your system up to date with these things. So once you're done with that, we now know that we can now proceed to install the Flutter SDK. So there are two options down here, and what it says here is to install the Flutter SDK. You can use VS Code Flutter extension or download and install the Flutter bundle yourself. So I'm going to be showing you how to do the second option instead of the first option. All right, so the first option is quite simple. You just have VS Code already installed. In our case, we have not already installed VS Code, so we have to go for the second option. So right here you have download and install. So what you're going to do is to click on this button, and when you click on this button, you are going to automatically install the zipped stable version of Flutter. So at the time, Flutter Windows stable version is 3.3 2.8, and this is what you're going to be downloading. If you're looking for an older version of Flutter where you get to see older build or release channels, you just want to go ahead to this SDK archive, and that's where you're going to find the located release channels. Okay, so the Flutter SDK should download to the Windows default download directory, which is going to be something like this. It's a sample of it. So you have your user profile, and inside your user profile, you have your downloads. Now, except you change this location, right? So, but other than that, we can just proceed to create a new folder where we want to install Flutter. So it's advisable to install this in a root directory. All right, so what do I mean? I'm going to show you a typical example of what I mean. So your initial path is here. So you have your user profile, you have your downloads, and you have your Flutter SDK, which is zipped. So inside your user profile, which is mostly your root directory, you want to create a new directory or folder, which is called dev. Or you can call it Flutter SDK, you can call it development, because this should be unique in your own way. And once you click on this, you want to extract this file or this folder instead into your development folder. Now, the way that's going to work is going to be clicking on or right clicking on it, try to extract all. Extracting selects a location, which is this dev. All right, I'm going to leave it to that. But what you need to look at here is when finished, the Flutter SDK should be in this format, so this directory. So here's how it is. In your C, you have your user. Inside your user, you have your username, and inside your username, you have your dev, which is your new folder. And inside your dev, you have your extracted Flutter SDK folder. All right, so what you want to do next is to go inside this Flutter SDK and look for your bin path. So copy that bin path because you're going to need it in order to update your Windows path variable. So in order to update your Windows path variable to run Flutter commands in PowerShell, add Flutter to the path environment variable. This session presumes that you installed Flutter SDK in this. Yeah. So what you want to go ahead to do is to press this command, and you're going to see a pop-up, and which is going to redirect you to your environment variables, which is a dialog that displays obviously. The two things you're going to do here at this point. So the first thing you can do is to edit your environment variables. That is, if this already exists, right? So you want to go to the edit button and update this path directory. All right. So what you're going to do is to update it with what you currently have, which is inside your dev folder and inside your Flutter and inside. This is going to be your bin. So the path directory is going to be this. Once you're done with that, you click on OK 3 times, and that closes the pop-ups or the dialogues that came up. Now the option 2 is to create a new one if it doesn't exist. So what you're going to do is to create or click on the new button. In the variable name box, you want to go ahead and type path, and then in the variable value box, you want to go ahead and paste your Flutter bin directory. Once you do that, you go back to the same steps where you click on OK in order to confirm that everything is all good and all right. So the next step is to configure your Android development environment. And for most people, we use Android Studio. So we use Android Studio, but in this video, I'm not going to be using Android Studio for you. Going to be we're going to be getting Visual Studio Code rather as an IDE. So let's get right into it. So over here we have our Visual Studio Code download, and this is the website you want to go to. So you want to go ahead and redirect to code.visualstudio.com/download, and you want to go ahead to click on this button. There are different options, about 4 options here. But I'm going to be using Windows since I'm using Windows at the time to make this video. So click on Windows, Windows 11 preferably, and once you do that, your download is going to be started, right? So you want to go ahead and select your preferred download location and then go ahead and click on save. So once that is completed, you're going to have your application in your downloads. You will just want to go ahead and double click on it, and it's going to pop up and launch the Visual Studio Code. And all you have to do is to find your installed or purchased script and open it, which is what I'm going to do right now. All right, so we have our script here just the way it is, and you can see a couple of things right here. And I'm going to show you the main how it looks like. So we're not going to be touching anything like I said earlier. All we have to do is to run this application just right now. You can do the modifications later, but this is how your application should look like at the time. So most of you will be having some blockers. So what you want to do first is to Flutter clean this project. These are the commands that you should always run. Once you clean, you're going to see a bunch of errors where you want to go ahead to say Flutter pop get. So Flutter pop get. This is going to reinstall your dependencies. And as a matter of fact, this is how it should look like. So it's going to resolve dependencies, start downloading packages. These packages are what you're getting from these popspec.yaml. So once everything is set and up and ready, you want to go ahead and Flutter run this. So before you click on enter to run this application, you want to go ahead and add or plug in your physical device or emulator, whatever it is you're using to mirror or run or build your application. Once that is done, you can go ahead and click on enter. And this is going to start running on building your Flutter application just the way it should. And it might take a little bit of time to make your first build, that is if you're coming newly. But if not, then it's just going to take a couple of seconds or minutes, and then you're going to see your app up and running just the way it should. Okay, so our application is up and running. This is a CityRider application. Looks nice. So we're going to go ahead. This is the onboarding session. You can go ahead to log in just the way it is. We select our country, and then we can proceed to log in. So that is how to run and purchase any script directly from codecanyon.net. And I believe this video was helpful. Do well to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and see you in the next video.